In this video, we're going to talk about UFC in Auckland and the results. I'm going to give you my picks for UFC in Norfolk, and I got a new giveaway for this John Jones Funko Pop. Let's go. What up, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Zoe's Podcast Show. I am your host, Zoe, and I'm going to let you know what's going down. UFC in Auckland was a really good fight card. I didn't know it was going to be that good. I thought it was going to be like an okay fight card, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit. It was good. But we had some good fights on there. Of course, we're going to talk about the main event as well. But on the early prelims, man, they had a good amount of good fights on there. You know, I was just, a little surprised about like what kind of fights that they have on there. But the fights that they have on there that I want to talk about, not really talk about it, but I just want to, highlight them. The Angela Hill fight, she gets the decision win. Very good fight. Really happy for Angela Hill. And also there was a couple knockouts on there about Kian Song and man, I forgot her name, the woman fighter. Yeah, she knocks out Shayna Dobson in the first round, and that was a good fight as well. Jalen Turner with that second round knockout, and the I can't say his name, but Zukalgrov, that guy, he had the first round knockout in the prelims. So those are some good fights on there as well. But let's get into the main event. The main card, I should say. The first fight was the lightweight fight. Brad Riddle beats Masov, that guy. He beats him by decision. Marcos Rodrigo de Lima gets the knockout against Ben Solissi. Solissi? I don't know what it is. It's one of them. But he gets the knockout. The first fight, the lightweight fight, I did pick Magomed. I did pick Magomed for the first fight. The second fight, I did pick Marcos Rodrigo. The next fight, Jan. That's what I'm going to say, Jan. Jan put on a show against Karolina Kowalkiewicz. And I did pick Jan for this fight. Even though I love Karolina, I had to pick Jan for this fight. And she got it. Unanimous decision win. I mean, Karolina had the something wrong with her eye. You can see it through the fight. Like, it was just like bothering her the whole time. And at this point, man, at the point where she was like just holding her eye all the time, I was just like, man, something's going on with her eye. I don't know. I don't think she got poked, but it was something going on with her eye. But surely enough, afterwards, we found out, her orbital was broken or something like that. One of her bones by her eye was broken, like right here or something like that. Either right here or right here, one of the sides. I don't know. But yeah, it was broken. It was broken when she kept on holding it. And she just got beat down, man. It just got beat down by Jan. So shout outs to Jan for getting there. But hopefully Karolina gets the gets to come back. She went through eye surgery, and she put that video talking about like how bad it hurts for the loss and everything like that. It just really, being very vulnerable in that video. But she came back and said that she'll be back. She was going to be back on it and get back about fighting. So hopefully we get to see her back in the W column sometime soon. But rest up, be easy, and we'll see you back when you get to the cage. But shout outs to Jan. She did her thing in the cage. I think she's going to be one of the ones to be messing with in that strawweight division. All right, and then the next fight, the co-main event, Jimmy Crute gets the submission win against Michael whatever. But Jimmy Crute gets a submission win. Yeah, man. I picked Jimmy Crute for that fight as well. So good job for Jimmy Crute. And then the main event, like probably the maybe like a contender or fighter of the year right now. I've been saying it, before the fight happened, that this is going to be a really good fight. And it ended up being a really good fight, too. Paul Felder versus Dan Hooker goes to decision. I thought it was going to be a decision win as well. I had too much respect for any of the opponents to get knocked out, and I think both of those guys was going to bring it. But I did pick Paul Felder, but Dan Hooker did take the W by a split decision. And it was a, really close fight with these guys. I had it for Paul Felder, 3-2, and I think he won the last 3 rounds. But, it was a close fight, so what can you do, right? Dan Hooker does get the win, and after he gets the win, he calls out Justin Gaethje. And at first, I was like, Justin Gaethje? I mean, that dude's a killer. You don't want to fight Justin Gaethje, but Dan Hooker is that dude as well. So, you don't know. You never know. Also in that fight, you had Paul Felder talking about this probably is going to be it. This is probably going to be his last fight. But as a Paul Felder fan, man, you just hope that it's not. You know that he took a beating. You saw in his face how much he took a beating. Both of those guys took a beating, but Paul Felder really, you can see it that he took a beating. His eye was closed or whatever. I don't know. But he really took a beating in that fight, and it looked like he was, really, broke up about it because, he's spending time away from his family, his daughter, and, being in these close fights, these wars. He said, maybe this is the last one. But we hope that, this is probably not his last one. This dude's a young dude, you know what I'm saying? And he still was moving up in the ranks. So he's still one of the best fighters he's still a ranked fighter in the lightweight division, one of the top ones. But if he does retire, man, he has a lot to, that's going for him. You know what I'm saying? He's a commentator in the UFC. He's, analyst and all this kind of stuff. So if he does retire, that's a good lane for him as well. And, he doesn't have to get beat up or anything like that. He can still train in the gym with Rufus Sport and all that. But, with the type of fighter that he is, with the type of guy that he is, you just hope it's not his last one. And if it is, God bless. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just see what happens with Paul Felder. Later on, they talked about, Justin Gaethje is waiting for that Conor fight, or he's egging Conor on for that fight. That might happen. So we're gonna see what goes on there. So if Dan Hooker actually said if he doesn't get Justin Gaethje, that he wants to fight Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is on there talking about fighting somebody he doesn't know he wants to fight, but Ally Quinta is talking about fighting Dustin Poirier. Justin and Dustin. What can I say? He's talking about fighting Dustin Poirier, and they are going back at it, back and forth. So any of those fights will be awesome. I would love to see any of those fights. Dan Hooker fighting any of those guys. Ally Quinta, fighting Dustin Poirier or any of those guys, and of course Justin Gaethje getting his fight or fighting any of those guys as well. I would love to see those fights. Sometime, maybe summertime. Cross fingers. I hope that really happens. All right, so now we're going to get into some news. And one of the top things that we have on here is the fight contract just going down for Valentina Shevchenko versus Jojo Calderwood in Perth, Australia. Perth? I'm too ghetto. Perth. Perth, Australia for UFC 251. That is going down. And very happy for JoJo. Really happy for JoJo. She's getting this fight, man. Really happy for her. But to me, it's like just another victim. You know what I'm saying? I think I've talked about this a little bit before. But, Valentina Shevchenko, she's just that girl. And it's going down in Australia, which is pretty good too. So we're going to see who else is going to be on that fight card. Usually with women fighters and women championship fights, they're not the main event for some reason. I don't know why. But we're going to see who's going to main event that card. Most likely, I think, is going to be Max Holloway getting his rematch against Volkanovski. So maybe that'll be the main event. We'll see, but it looks like that'll be the Shevchenko versus Calderwood is going to be the co-main event. So 2 title fights already, right there, boom. And that's going to happen this summer. So make sure to look out for that. Hopefully we get somebody else on that fight card as well. I can't wait to see who's going to be in that fight card. That's going to be a good one. And we also got a fight announcement with Henry Cejudo, Triple C, going against Jose Aldo. Now, everybody's talking about how Jose Aldo doesn't deserve to get this fight because he lost against Marlon Morales and he's on a losing streak and all that. But this is what UFC is doing right now. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me, but this next event, UFC 248, Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero. And Yoel Romero, he is not on a winning streak at all. It's just all in the wash, right? So with this fight being booked for UFC 250, it's just like whatever. Let's see it. A lot of people was talking about Jose Aldo should still get the fight as well because how well he did against Marlon Morales, and they thought that he won the fight against Marlon Morales. With that fight, he did fight very well. He surprised me on going down to the weight class, to the weight class, the flyweight weight class. Let's see, not flyweight, featherweight. No, is it featherweight? No, he was featherweight. But him going down to that weight class. He looked really good, even though he looked sucked out and dried to my liking. He looked really good in that weight class. He did his thing. He went against a top opponent, maybe number 1 in that division, and he did his thing, man. He did his thing. So I can't be mad at that at all. Can't be mad at that. So he gets the title fight against Triple C, which can we still call him Triple C because he only has the belt and the chain now, like the gold medal. So is it double C or just still? I don't know. I think he's just doing Triple C. Henry Cejudo, let's just call him that. Going against Triple C, UFC 250, and can't wait for that fight to go down as well. It's gonna be at São Paulo, so it's gonna be in Brazil. Okay, that's gonna be a good one. Okay, so Brazil. Henry Cejudo taking it down to Brazil. Okay, more power to him. It's all cool. It's all cool with it. Whatever. So that's what's going on for the news. All right. So now we got the fights that's coming up this weekend. UFC in Norfolk. We got the main event, Benavidez versus Figueiredo, and I mean, it's for the flyweight championship, the vacant flyweight championship. And both of these guys are going to bring it. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Now, in the prelims, we got a couple people in the prelims I'm going to check out. We got Luis Pena, Violent Bob Ross is going to be on there. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's it. Whatever can you do? For the main card, the first fight we have is a featherweight fight with Grant Dawson versus Merrick Minor. Is it Minor or Minor? Don't know. Which one of them? I don't know. Let me know. Greg Dawson coming off a win and, doing his thing. He's 14-1. And Derek is 23-10. Newly fighting in the UFC. He did his thing on the Contender Series and got the contract. And now this is his first fight in the UFC. Greg Dawson, man, is a really good fighter too. His fight that he had with Mike Trizano, he beats Mike Trizano on that, and Mike Trizano was 8-1, but he did get the submission win from that. So, with that being said, I know Derek Minor or Minor, or however you say it. I don't think it's Minor, it's Minor, right? Derek is coming off that win, like I said, in the Contender Series. And he's going to try to, do things for himself in this fight. He does have the experience, the veteran experience, because he has been in more fights than Greg Dawson. But how should I say this? I'm gonna pick Derek. I'm gonna pick Derek for this fight. Greg Dawson is 14-1. And he could get the decision win, but the experience with Derek has. I mean, Grant has the experience in the UFC, so he has been fighting better people, I guess. I guess you can say better people, whatever you can say. Submitting Mike Trizano and beating Julian Arosa with a decision, but I'm gonna go with Derek. I'm gonna go with Derek this fight. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a decision. Yeah, it might be a split decision, but I'm gonna go Derek on this fight, man. Yeah, let's do it. It might be a bad pick, but yeah, well, nobody's gonna kill me or anything like that, are they? Are they? Whatever. All right, so the next fight that we have on here is the women's featherweight fight. Megan Anderson versus Norma Dumont. And this is Norma's first fight in the UFC. Megan Anderson, I don't know why they put her against Megan Anderson. I guess because there's not a lot of featherweights in the UFC, women featherweights in the UFC. So there's this Megan Anderson, and the other lady is Felicia Spencer, who Megan Anderson lost to already. And then, I don't know, I guess they're trying to build it up. So I'm picking Megan Anderson for this fight. Norma, I don't know anything about Norma. So I can't say, like, you know, she's going to, like, body Megan or she's going to do this or whatever like that. So I don't know. I know she is Brazilian. That's all I know. That's all I know. She's 4-0. She's 4-0. Megan Anderson is 10-4. So we're going to see what's going on with that. But I'm going to pick Megan Anderson for a decision win for that fight. Now, the next fight is a light heavyweight fight. Ian Kotaliba versus Magomed Ankalaev. I hope I said that right, because it felt very good coming out. You know, very, very, very good at saying it. You know what I'm saying? So, Kotaliba, we all know what he did this last fight against Khalil Roundtree, getting that TKO win after Khalil Roundtree was looking, I mean, like a beast in his fight before that one. And I did pick Khalil Roundtree for that, and then boy was I wrong. We all remember the whole yelling thing and the face off after they weighed in. You know, did a little video about that. You know, whatever. There's a little video about that. Yeah, he's a really good fighter, man. He's 15-4, and he's coming off that win. And Magomed, man, he's 12-1. Right, and he's coming off a win as well. He actually beat. Let me see here. He actually beat. He actually won 3 in a row in the UFC already. He had 4 fights in the UFC and lost 1. Sorry, bruh, man. He lost 1, and he won 3 in a row. 2 of them by knockouts and 1 by a decision, by unanimous decision. And like I said, Kotaliba, he has his win streak as well. So he has winning ways as well. So with this fight, this is going to be a good fight. I think this is going to be a really good fight. I think this is going to go the distance. But I'm going to pick the way that Kotaliba got that TKO win. I don't know. I'm gonna pick Kotaliba on this one. I'm picking Kotaliba on this one. Magomed, he's a really good fighter too. He can definitely get this fight. It could be a TKO win as well. I don't know. I just don't see none of these guys got knocked out before, so I don't see it as going as a TKO win. So with that being said, I'm gonna pick Kotaliba for this fight, and yeah, it's gonna be a decision win. Maybe a split decision. I'm going to say split decision win for that one. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so the next fight that we have on here is the co-main event. Women's featherweight fight. Felicia Spencer versus Sahar Farin dos Santos. Another one that I did good. I feel like I did good on that one. If I did bad, I'm sorry, but I feel like I did good on that one. Okay, so this fight, I'm gonna pick Felicia Spencer for this fight. She's 7-1. Zahar is 6-3. But Felicia Spencer, I feel like she's gonna win this fight. And if she wins this fight, I feel like she will go on to face the champ, Amanda Nunes, for that fight. We'll see how that go. We'll see how she do in this fight. But I feel like Felicia Spencer is gonna get the win, and I'm calling a submission win in, I'm going to say maybe the second round. It's hard to get a submission in the second round, right? But I'm going to say second round submission. It might be a first round, but I'm going to say second round. So I'm calling for Felicia Spencer. Sahar, yeah, she's a good fighter too. You know, she is from, I think it's Italy. I think she's from Italy. But her last fight, she lost to Megan Anderson. And Felicia Spencer beat Megan Anderson. So I don't think there's going to be much of a problem being Sahar in this fight. And Megan Anderson submitted her. So I think it's going to be a submission. It may be first or second round, but I'm going to call second round. So, yeah, that's the fight right there. So that's the co-main event. And the main event that we have on this fight card is for the vacant flyweight championship belt. Benavidez versus Figueiredo. And this is going to be a really good fight, y'all. Both of these guys are really good. Joe's coming off some wins, but he is 28-5. Just the veteran in the UFC. Had his time, had his chances at the UFC belt, but that's when DJ was the champion, right? Mighty Mouse is the champion, destroying all the flyweights, and so now he's gone, and Henry Cejudo gives up the belt after defending the belt, one time against a bantamweight? Here it is, bantamweight. Bantamweight. And, gives up the belt. So, whatever. I think this is going to be a good fight against these two. So, Figueiredo is 17-1. Now, Figueiredo is not no slouch either, man. He's been doing his thing for a little bit in the UFC. I think it's been for 3 years he's been in the UFC. Just winning fights after another. The only fight that he lost was the Formega fight, and that was a unanimous decision. Now, with that being said, Formega he lost to. Guess who beat Formega? That would happen to be Joseph Benavidez in his last fight. Okay? TKO. Okay? So, with that, like I said, with that being said, I think Joseph Benavidez is going to get the belt. I think Joseph Benavidez is finally going to get the belt. He's going to get this W, finally going to get the belt. And I mean, it's been a long time for Joe, right? It's been a long time. And yeah, I don't want to say he deserves the belt, but he's been doing his thing for years, and I definitely see him getting the belt, being the new flyweight king, and we'll see what happens there. But I see Joe getting the belt. Shouts to Joseph Benavidez. I think he's gonna get the belt, man. I think he's gonna get the win. Because when was the last time he lost a fight? Sergio Pettis, and Sergio Pettis is not in the UFC anymore. Shouts to Sergio Pettis, by the way, Pettis boys. And that was the last fight he lost, and that was by split decision. Everything else he has won, either by TKO, decision, unanimously, or I think he had one split decision that he won as well. So there you go. There it is. The last loss he had before Sergio Pettis was DJ. And Formega, his last loss was, of course, Formega. Formega is a really good fighter, man. And Formega was the number 2. Joseph Benavidez is number 1. And Figueiredo, I'm not sure what rank is he. I think he's number 3. But I got Joe beating this guy, being the new flyweight champion in the UFC. New flyweight king. He's going to hold it down. and I think he's gonna and I feel like UFC wants him to hold it down as well. I think that's what it's gonna be as too. I think he's gonna bring some more excitement, bring some more wins, bring some more of this, bring some more of that. Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna take that back because he's not really exciting. He's not. He's just the company dude. So we're gonna see what happens with that. But I do hope that Joseph Benavidez gets this win. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. So the last time I had a giveaway for the DC Funko Pop went very well. Shout out to everybody who looked at the podcast and subscribed and commented and just supported it. So thank you guys for supporting that giveaway. I'm gonna have a new giveaway for another Funko Pop. My bad. For a new Funko Pop. Okay. Now this is the John Jones Funko Pop. It just came out and it's John Jones with the belt. Box here. I don't know why they sent in this big ass box. Why this big ass box? Why this big ass box? It's two Funko Pops in here and this big ass box is taking up the whole damn screen. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know why. Amazon, they got my ass. All right, so let's open this up real quick. Boom. There it is. Put this down before I cut myself. Bam. There it is. John Jones. Got the John Jones Funko Pop right here for you guys, man. So I'm doing another giveaway for this John Jones Funko Pop. I got one for myself too, so don't worry about it. I'm not going to be mad. So yeah, I'm doing a giveaway for this John Jones Funko Pop. I'm going to have the question and everything like that to win the John Jones Funko Pop. And I'm going to let it go a little bit longer than I did the DC one. Because I felt like people got to know it, got to know about it. My bad. Got to know about it a little bit late. So I'm going to let this one rock for a little bit. Put them right here. Boom. Oh, we can't see it? Okay. I'll let this one rock for a little bit until UFC 248. So we're going to see what's going on there. And I will do a video. It's not going to be the next video, but I will let you know when I'm going to have the questions. I'll probably have the questions for the next video, but I will let you know who's the winner a couple videos after that. Right before UFC 248, I'm going to let you know who's going to win the John Jones Funko Pop, okay? Well, actually, right after. I'm sorry. Right after UFC 248, somebody's going to win the John Jones Funko Pop, and I'll let you know what the questions are in the next video. So that's my next giveaway. Shout outs to Ashley the MMA Nerd for winning the DC Funko Pop. But guys, if you want the Funko Pop, it's another giveaway, man. I'm feeling generous this year, and I'm giving away these Funko Pops. So all you got to do is answer a couple questions that I'll have for you next week. And subscribe, like the video, and answer the questions that we have. Like I had like 5 questions that you have to answer for DC, which were pretty easy, I think it was. So it's going to be some easy ass questions too, I guess. But it might not be. You never know. So 5 John Jones questions, and we'll give it at then. So make sure to keep a lookout for those questions. I'll have it up, and yeah, just stay tuned for that. And before I go, I shouted out a couple podcasters last time on my last video. Shout out to all y'all who I shouted out last video. But I did forget one of the podcasters, one of my favorite podcasters out there as well. Shout out to the Civil Rivalry podcast. Shout outs to y'all. And also, shout outs to the Cut Man, his YouTube page as well. Shout outs to him, the Cut Men, sorry. Shout outs to the Cut Men, his podcast, his videos out there as well. Does very good breakdowns of the fights. And shout outs to them as well. Civil Rivalry, I got y'all. Don't worry about it. My bad on the last one. I got you though. So that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you guys for listening. If you're listening on any of the podcast platforms, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, any of those, thank you guys for listening. make sure if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and drop some comments down there and let me know what you guys think about the videos. Okay, I'm gonna keep on doing the videos thing. I also put out some videos for the gameplay on UFC 3. I'm gonna put out some another ones, and just keep a lookout for that. I keep on hitting it. Keep a lookout for that. So thank you guys once again, and I'm holla at y'all later. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Zoe yours truly. Hit me up on Instagram at Zoe Podcast 1, and hit me up on Facebook at Zoe Podcast. I'm out, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Deuces.